Alright, what is going on, guys? This is Strazy coming back at you with another video, and this is going to be part 2 following up on my previous video regarding buying micro SD cards from AliExpress. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch that before coming back to this video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be discussing the other device that I purchased alongside the micro SD card, and that device is going to be this. The Anbernic RG40XX H. The H doesn't stand for vertical, it stands for hertical, because it hurts spending all this money on another damn device. Fuck! Anyways, this device is not my first handheld emulation device. My first emulation handheld device just so happens to be the Anbernic RG35XX. Not the Plus, this is the original one, like from 2023. That's when I purchased this from Amazon. This device was the one that was hyped up by all these YouTubers alongside the Miu Mini, I believe. Those two devices were basically hyped up, and that's how both companies basically became household names in the space. But in this case, I just wanted a slight upgrade from the RG35XX, primarily to play Dreamcast games, honestly. I wanted to see if I could actually play Dreamcast games on the RG40XX because I never figured out how to play it on the 35XX. So in today's video, I'm going to be setting up the RG40XX H. We're going to be setting up a custom firmware on the device, and we're going to be seeing if we can actually run Dreamcast games on the RG40XX with the custom firmware installed. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I also bought this squishy butter stick. This was not from this order. This was a separate order, by the way. It's real squishy. See that? Real squishy. It had a scent. Thank God it went away, because that scent was nauseating, in my opinion. But squish butter stick from AliExpress. And here we have the Anbernic RG40XX H. Not on the bed this time. It's actually on my eating table. I eat my food on this table. Wood. It's wood? No, it's not wood. It's like plastic. But nonetheless, it's a good table to eat on. But anyways, when I was thinking about purchasing this device, I stated in my previous video that it was around AliExpress's 15th anniversary sale, and it was a bit of a coincidence for me because I not really want to, catch up on these, type of sales. I only figured out these sales recently, so hey, what a coincidence. I might as well, strike while the fire is hot, so to speak, and buy a new device to upgrade from my previous one. So I was thinking of buying either the Trimei Smart Pro or the RG Cube XX at the time, but they were both a bit more expensive at the time, so I opted out of those and decided to work with this device right here. Now, let me pull up my receipt real quick. According to my receipt, if we include my coins and the multi-store coupons at the time of the 15th anniversary sale, I spent a total of $35.97. I could have saved a bit more too. I could have spent like $30, but I waited a bit too long. So I was like, fuck it. I'll work with $35. That's still a big saving in my opinion. I don't remember what the MSRP of this device was, but hey, $35 device can't beat it. Am I right? So now we got the RG40XX. So let's unbox it and see what it looks like. First, let's look at the box. Let's look at the front. Got the sides, bit, it's standard box made in China, and I picked the black colorway. I thought the blue one was the second best one, but it was a bit too childish looking on the pictures, so I was like, let me just play it safe and stick with black. So let's open it up and see what it is. Boom. Hold up, let me sniff the box real quick. Oh my god. Got that new box smell. Got a good box smell. I'll keep the box just for the smell. But let's take the device out of the box. Hold on. It's in this plastic. It wasn't taped up, it just came like this. So regardless, let's open it up and see what it looks like. Alrighty, let's take this foam. Ooh, this foam feels so comfortable. Really feel this foam. It feels so smooth. Should keep that foam, keep all that in the box. And here we have the RG40XX H. My God, wait a minute. Is it upside down? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. I thought they sent me a defect. I thought these people sent me a defect, but no, it was upside down. Here I am on the camera. Hello, how you doing? But this is the RG40XX H. Look at it. I see, look, the black looks clean, smooth. Again, blue was a second best choice. I think the RG Cube XX had better colorways, particularly the white colorway. But I was like, nah, let me just settle for this for now. Righty, what we got here? We got some text. RG40XX H, made in China, da 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 da. Okay, and there we have it. Maybe if they made like a clear like colorway like on the RG35XX, they could have made that too. But regardless, here is the RG40XX. So let's try. Let me see what we got here. Let's look at the buttons. We got the power button. We got the volume buttons. I think that's just a LED light indicator, I believe. Reset button, USB-C, HDMI. We got the what we got? LNR 1 and 2 buttons. Okay, D-pad. We got the front-facing buttons. Feels I like how these buttons feel. They feel nice. They feel comfortable. And got the joysticks. Also feels comfortable too. And we got this M button. What we got here? This button right here. I don't know what button that is. Probably the menu. Select and start buttons. Alrighty. So now that we've looked at the device, let's turn it on and see what it looks like. Let's turn it on. Yep. There we go. There's the Anbernic logo. And there we have it. Ooh, look at the RGB. Look at it. That's so cool. See that RGB? Looks like my computer. Looks like my gaming PC. It's also a plus why I picked this, because of the RGB. Now, here we have the RG40XX is turned on, and I watched Wolfden's video on this. I believe he said something about not going into the, not going into the game rooms tab or whatever. I honestly don't remember, but let me press RA game. Let me see what that is. Okay, so we got our handhelds: PSP, PlayStation, DS, N64. Don't know what that one is. Dreamcast, Atari 2600. Don't know what that is either. Let me see. All these other ones right here that I'm not aware of. Let me see. Famicom. Let me see. Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Gear, Game & Watch, Homebrew, MAME. Let me see. Mega Drive, Sega CD, MSX, Naomi, Neo Geo, all types of handheld. Oh my god, all types of systems. My fault. Which one is this one? I don't know what that one is. They see Pico, Saturn, 32X, Super Nintendo. What we got here? SMS, Master System. My fault. I remember. They see. And Wonder Swan and ports. So that's what we got. So let me try. Oh god, that's annoying. Hear that? Boink, boink, boink. Okay, let's go to Game Boy Advance. And we got a bunch of pre-installed games. So if you got a device like this, or you're interested in buying one of these devices, they got games pre-installed. I don't really go for the ROMs that they got pre-installed. I usually got my own ROMs. I won't tell you where to get those ROMs. You can probably figure that out on your own, unfortunately. I don't want YouTube to strike my shit down, but you already know what to do. You already know how to get your games. And if you don't, go check on the subreddit. But anyways, oh man. Ooh, that sound is annoying. My god. Let me find a game, bro. I don't want to play none of them. Can we get something good? No, I got it. Let me scroll back up. Let's play Sonic Advance. Got the loading screen. Got the Anbernic logo. I don't know why they chose that logo specific. Whatever. Whatever. English. Boom. You looking good so far. And there we got it. Sonic Advance. Let's press start. Let's do game start. Let's pick Sonic. Yep. Let's see. Whoopsies. I don't even remember playing Sonic Advance in my opinion. Whoopsies. Whoops. Promise I'm not this bad at Sonic games. I'm just doing this for the camera. Okay, let me see. Okay, hold on. Whoops, wrong way. Where's the spin dash? Hold on. No, that ain't it. Spin dash. There we go. Boom. I swear that's not how that works. Oh my god, hold on. Yeah, no, I didn't play this game. Or if I did, I forgot. And if I forgot... okay. But you get the gist of it. Games are pretty standard. And it works fine. If you're not the tinkering type, it works fine. Nah, I'm tired of this. Hold on. How you go back? Menu. What? How you go back to the... retro arch. How are you gonna go back to the menu, bro? Do I hold the button? No. That won't do it. How do I exit the menu? Is it... oh, it's menu and start. That's so... oh my god. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay. Press back. Let me see what kind of Dreamcast games they got, if any. What we got? We got Crazy Taxi. Let's go. Bang, 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 bang. Yes, press A. I'm pressing A. Press B. Alright, whatever. Really like the RGB. It really looks cool.
Hey, come on over. It's party time.
Alrighty.
Crazy Taxi.
Oh man, I gotta remember that. I really gotta remember. I have to press B. It's B.
Let's go make some
It's B.
money.
That's A. That's really disorienting. I'm not gonna lie. But I you know,
Go ahead and
I can figure it out.
Alright, let's get it on.
Alright,
Hey, it's time to make some crazy
Let's go.
money. Are you ready? Here we go.
okay, there we go.
Hey, come here.
There we go.
Take me to the cable car. Up on the hill.
I ain't gonna lie, Dreamcast looking smooth right now. Ow.
More attention.
And this is just stock firmware. Let's go. That's what I'm gonna be doing. That's why I bought this. To play Dreamcast. Hold on. Which one's the button? Yeah. Just doing this all day. That's what I wanted to do. Wee. 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 Oh my god. Looks real smooth. Now, I will not lie. I'm standing while playing this game and my back is starting to hurt a bit. I could sit down, but I'm not going to right now. That's how it goes. I make things harder than I have to. Whoops. Let me try with the joystick. I'm using it with the D-pad. Like, what's the point of two joysticks? Wee. Wee. Whoops. Wait, back up. Whoops. That's Dreamcast. on stock firmware.
Let's take a look.
Boom.
Class E license.
Alright, we're gonna register to a new name. And I only. Yep. I'm gonna register even though I'm gonna be flashing custom firmware, so not that it matters.
Crazy taxi.
And that is Dreamcast on the... Wait, how do I go back? Yep. Oh, that's still weird though. Okay. So that is Dreamcast on the Anbernic RG40XX H on their stock firmware. And it works pretty smooth. Really good. But I won't be keeping the stock firmware, honestly. I will be installing a custom firmware on this device so I can probably play this a bit better. I will not lie. So without further ado, let's switch over to the computer and install the custom firmware on my micro SD card. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the custom firmware that I'm going to be installing today on my RG40XX H is going to be called Knulli. Now, according to their website, they have features such as wireless, Bluetooth, suspend, so I'm assuming there's sleep mode, HDMI, emulation station front end, and wireless support with compatible USB Wi-Fi dongles. I probably won't use that feature, but hey, feature's a feature. So, any and all links that I have throughout this video will be posted in the description box down below if you want to download this custom firmware for your device. As you can see on the website, they have a bunch of Anbernic devices, other emulation devices right here that this custom firmware supports. So you can take your pick and install it for yourselves if you would like. But for today, we're going to go through their quick start guide and install Knulli on my micro SD card. So let's just follow it right now. So first we're going to install Knulli from their GitHub repository. So let me do that right now. Alright, so now the download just finished and I already extracted it. So now what you're going to do is open up a software called Rooftop, and this software allows you to flash your custom firmware onto your micro SD card. My micro SD card of choice, let me take it out right here, is this Kodak 256 micro SD card. It's probably hard to see, but let me see if I can kind of focus it for you. Let me see if I can focus it. No, not really. You can't really see it though, but you can see it on in my previous video. So if you want to see that, go see that. But this is the card, the micro SD card that we're going to be using right here. This Kodak micro SD card, 256 gigs. So what I'm gonna do is put it into this micro SD card USB adapter, so and so. So now we're just gonna plug that in and plug it into the computer, and it just popped up right here, Kodak 256 gigs. So I'm gonna select our image, hold up, let me select it. Alrighty, let me just verify that everything is correct. Kodak 256 gigs, RG40XX H, that is correct. So all you gotta do now is just click start and it's gonna format it right away. Warning, all data will be destroyed. Absolutely, there was nothing on this device of importance anyway. This was basically a new SD card. So we're just gonna have that flash do its thing, and I'll be back to you when it's completed. Alrighty, the micro SD card has just been flashed with the Knulli RG40XX H image. So now with that completed, the next step after that is to put the SD card into the device. So we're going to switch over back to the table and we're going to put the micro SD card, we're going to put the newly flashed micro SD card into the RG40XX H. So let's get right into it. Alright, so now we're back at the table with the RG40XX H, and we have our newly flashed Kodak micro SD card flashed with Knulli, our custom firmware. See, look at it. That's how it looks up close camera. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna eject the stock micro SD card. I forgot to show this section right here. So this is the stock micro SD card that they sent out which has the stock firmware, and you could put an additional micro SD card too. That's what I have with my RG40XX, which has Garlic OS installed. I use dual SD cards with that, but for this instance we're going to be using a single SD card this time around. So let me just eject this one. Give me a second. Whoops. Use my longer nail. What we got? We got a Kioxia micro SD card. I've saw in some videos that they were saying this is a, you know, step up, an improvement from like those previous micro SD cards that they would be sending out. They would just be just a black micro SD card that say 64 gigs or some shit, but it's actually a branded micro SD card, so that's an improvement. So we're gonna put in the flashed micro SD card with Knulli, and let's get right into it. Hold on, let me see if I can. Let me do it with my good hand. Good hand right here. Let's see, make sure I'm not covering the camera or none. Hold up. Whoopsies. Okay. Everything's in. Okay. Now let's turn it on. Boom. And there we go. We got Knulli Gladiator. So according to the setup guide, it's going to be doing its thing, resizing the file system, all, you know, the typical setup that it has to do. So I'm gonna let it do its thing, let it resize the file system, make sure everything's good before I can, you know, put the games on there. So I'm gonna let it sit for a while, and when I'm ready, when it's all ready and completed, I'll get back to you when it's completed. I'll get back to you when all this is completed. And there we go. It's sorted out. Ooh, they got some music on here. That's fire. I like that. I like that. Boom. Ooh, that look clean. Look at that. Ooh, it looks so good. I like it. It looks so good, dude. Look how clean that shit looks. So now I'm gonna swap back to the computer and put the ROMs on the micro SD card. So let's get right into it. Alright, so we're back at the computer. We plugged back in the micro SD card, the flash micro SD card, and we got two, what we call it? Shit. Partitions. I guess that's what they call it. Partitions. So we have Batacera and we have Share. Share has all of our main folders, basically the BIOS, the cheats, the ROMs, etc., etc. So right here, I'm going to be putting my ROMs from my RG40XX onto the new micro SD card. I have them right here. I put them in a separate folder so I make sure, you know, I don't forget. And there's a ton of folders that go. I probably put like my games in like 3-4 folders, like max. I don't remember, but it wasn't this many. So I just have to, you know, just sort through my games, put them into the new micro SD card. It's gonna take a while, so I'll get back to you when I put them on the new micro SD card. I'll get back to you when it's completed. Alright, so now I finally dragged all of my ROMs as well as the BIOS onto the micro SD card. So now we're gonna finally put the micro SD card back in the RG40XX H, and we're gonna finish the setup and then test out Dreamcast to see if Dreamcast works just as well as it did on the stock firmware. So let's get right into it. Alright, we're back at the eating table and we put in the micro SD card. So now let's turn back on the RG40XX H. Turning on Knulli Gladiator, put all the ROMs, the BIOS, and we're gonna see if everything works. Okay, booting up. Ooh, we got MAME, we got Commodore, all types, PC Engine, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, all types. So now let's go. Let's see if our ROMs are actually there. So let's go to Game Boy Advance, and we see all of our ROMs here. All of my ROMs anyway. There's a section where I can scrape all the box art and all that. I'll do all that later. This where let me just double check everything's there. Yes, Super Nintendo. I won't go through all the lists. I'm just double checking. Actually detected Game Boy Color. Let me see, what else did I put? Did I go to Game Boy already? Okay, we got Game Boy. We got Super Nintendo. Wait, that's NES, right? That's NES. Whoopsies. We got NES. Okay, let me see. That's Super Nintendo. I got confused. Whoopsies. Okay, so yeah, we got Super Nintendo. We got Game Boy. We got NES. Let me see. Did I have everything else? Emulators. Did I put anything in emulators? Oh, that's cool. We got a PSP emulator. So we got, oh, this one. I don't know what that is. That's cool. We got MAME, arcade games. Yeah, there's tons of them. We got a lot. What else? What else did I put on here? Let me just go here. We got Master System. Okay, that's there. Genesis and Dreamcast. Just put a few games. Now, I'm gonna try playing Dreamcast and see if it actually works. So let's get right into it. System has BIOS files. Hold on. Missing files. I thought I put them in though. Let's try launching anyway, because I have no idea what they're talking about. But I must have did something wrong with the BIOS. It's in Japanese for some. What the fuck? It's in Japanese. Hold on. Let me look at that though. Let me look at that. What did I do? I thought I dragged it all on though. Yep. It's in Japanese. Oh my god. I gotta go back and fix something, but I ain't never seen this shit a day in my life. It's like, okay. Still plays the same. No, wait. I forgot to. Whoopsies. Am I stupid? I pressed reverse. Oh, stupid as fuck. Stupid as shit. Well, Crazy Taxi, still Crazy Taxi. So that's for sure. Still Crazy Taxi. And it's performing just fine, real smooth. Even though it's the Japanese version. Wee! Oh my god. I don't know why the BIOS is not working though. I dragged it from my previous micro SD card from the RG40XX H. I don't know. At least the game still works. But I need to go back and fix that though. Wee! Yeah, pretty much seen enough. It can play Dreamcast pretty good. I'm glad I got this device. Yep, I know. Yep. Yeah, we're not doing that. And that is, hold on. Let me see, how do I go back to the menu? I need to remember that. Okay, yeah. It's still menu and start button. Yeah. Okay. Whatever have you. Let me see. Does it go into sleep mode? Let me press power button once. Okay. So let's press it again. Let's try that in a game though. What we want to try? What do we want to try here? Oh, you can go with... Oh, you can press the left and right arrows. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I see you. Let's play Bob the Builder. We're gonna see if the sleep mode works. Let me just go through the loading screen. Let's get to the game. Okay, damn. Can we get to the game? Okay, so now let's press power button once. Let's put it to sleep. Okay. And now, still got the green light on. I don't know why it does that. I guess it's still asleep, I guess. Can't really move anything, but let's press the button again. Alrighty, sleep mode is sleep moding. But yeah, let me just go back to the main menu. And that is the RG40XX H with custom software known as Knulli. I'm glad I got this device, I'm not gonna lie. It fulfills its purpose, at least for me. It's gonna play Dreamcast pretty well, and once I completely finish my setup and fix that BIOS issue, I'm gonna be playing so much Dreamcast on that, I ain't gonna lie. And Rhythm Heaven on the Game Boy Advance. I didn't know that the original Rhythm Heaven was Japanese only. I have to play an English patch version of Rhythm Heaven for the Game Boy Advance, because that's just weird to me, because I know the other Rhythm Heaven games, but the Game Boy Advance one, like the first one, didn't know it was Japanese only, so that's a fun fact. So yeah, pretty decent device. I'm gonna spend plenty of time playing on this device. So let's go back to the computer for the outro. Boom. Alright, so that was basically my whole setup of my brand new RG40XX H with the Knulli custom software. I'm really going to enjoy this device. Look how smooth and clean that shit looks. Look how clean that looks. See that? Ugh. I'm gonna be playing a lot of Dreamcast, a lot of Pokemon Pinball, Sonic Pinball Party, a lot of Rhythm Heaven. I'm gonna go back to playing that. I'm really gonna enjoy this device, not gonna lie, because it looks so clean. That black colorway, it looks so sleek in the hands. Look at that shit, real clean. Really like it. Really like this device, I will not lie. So I'm really gonna enjoy this device. Oh my god, thank god it still works. Okay, so basically my RG35XX, I thought that shit wasn't working because I turned it on and it was at the Garlic OS logo for like a while now. I didn't understand. I thought someone was busted. I had it for like 2 years. Had it since 2023. It never gave me any issues. So I basically, took out all the screws, unplugged the battery, plugged it back in, and it was still doing, showing the logo. Still, it wasn't turning on properly. And then I just think to myself, maybe let me try plugging in the battery. Let me try charging it and see if it'll work. So I plugged it into my charger and turned it on, and I can't show you, but it's like, I hope you can see it, but it's like, it works. It literally works. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, thank God, bro. It still works. I was like, God. I was just thinking in my head, like, it had to be the day that I'm talking about, these devices, that my first device would just break all of a sudden, but it actually works. It still works. Thank God it still works. I just needed to charge it. That was only the issue. I just needed to charge it, and then it still works. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below, and if you want to see more videos from me, if you want to see any more videos from me, then you can hit the subscribe button down below. So that is going to be today's video, guys. Later.